going to be her last year.
Okay, so she became 22 in 2020. That's correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything shut down. They wasn't
Okay. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me.
I have a quick question. Do you have any recommendations? Well, what are your thoughts on an intellectually disabled 25-year-old
Good morning, Lily from Massachusetts. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. Go ahead with your question, sweetheart.
I have a 25-year-old intellectually disabled child. Do you have
How
any
low? How low? When you
recommendations?
say intellectual disability, I need to know what range.
She's
Mild,
borderline.
moderate, or severe?
Severe. I was
Okay.
told she was borderline mentally retarded, but they don't.
Okay, but borderline is mild, right? If you're borderline intellectually disabled, that means very mild because you're borderline.
No, it's severe.
Okay, it's severe. Okay, go ahead with your question.
Now, she was going to high school until she was 22. Her last year was in 2020 at the pandemic. So she started in March. She's been home with me since. I'm trying to get her into a program. She was in a program for social skills. They were like teaching them to go grocery shopping, things like that. But I had to pull her out. I don't know what to do. I'm almost at wit's end because I also have a 5-year-old, which you can hear.
Okay. Question.
What do you think I should do? I'm almost considering a residential home. I don't want to do that because I know it could be bad.
Yes, yes, especially for a female.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out. She has a DDS worker. I've been looking for places that she can go in the daytime. But I haven't been able to find any place. The place she was going to, she was going to through high school. She would go to high school, and then during the day, they would go to this program. Then she would come home. She went there from, I would say, 16 until just this April. I pulled her out.
Why did you pull her out?
They left her in a van alone.
Okay.
So I don't know. It was a safety reason. I cried when I had to pull her out because she loved it there. It was a good place. They made a mistake, but my daughter could have been hurt. I'm just thankful she stayed in the car and she didn't run away or anything like that. I don't know what else to do.
Let me ask you a question.
I haven't been focused that much on her because I also have a high functioning 5-year-old, which you can hear, which I might hang up and you can tell me offline what you think I should be doing. But I don't know what to do. I need help.
Okay, let me share this with you. Couple things. Number one, have you contacted the County Board of Mental Health to see what services they would have for your daughter?
No, I keep going back and forth with her DDS worker. I asked her for recommendations. She doesn't even respond back to the email. I even went over her head and emailed her supervisor, and then she started accommodating me. But it's like I'm not getting anywhere with this DDS worker, which is like a social worker for disabled people. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I'm at my wit's end. I'm almost to the point where I feel like I'm about to give up on my daughter, and I know this could be a life or death situation. I don't want to give up on my daughter.
Nah, you're not going to give up on her.
I'm going to put you on the mute because my daughter... Yeah, so I have a 5-year-old, but I just don't know what else to do.
Okay. Number one, I need you to contact the County Board of Mental Health.
Okay.
That's number one. You have to contact the County Board of Mental Health to find out what services they have for intellectually disabled adults. Okay. Right. That's one. That's one.
And I do also want to say, too, is I believe my daughter is also on the autism spectrum as well.
Okay, does she have a formal diagnosis?
No, I don't. And I haven't pushed it because I know it doesn't really mean anything. It's not going to help her, but I feel like she could have more services if she was if I could get the diagnosis. But at this point where she's 25, I'm not even sure if it would be beneficial for her.
No, it would be, and I'm gonna tell you why. At this age, it operates differently for adults than with children. With children, I don't like all the labels. With adults, a label means additional services or opportunities out there. Okay. So
so do push to try to get
yes.
her.
Yes.
She was supposed to get an evaluation during the pandemic, but she was on a waiting list, and it's almost like my daughter got forgotten about during the pandemic. And my daughter has declined since the pandemic because everything has been taken away from her pretty much her whole life. You know, she was in school, she was going to that program. They even had her at a job where she was working at CVS, and then everything just shut down.
Okay.
And I trying to help, and we bring her places, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. She needs more help. She needs more services, and it's just like I said, I'm literally being stretched in two different, and I have to give more attention to my 5-year-old. She's 5, and she's a high-functioning 5-year-old. There's nothing wrong with her.
Okay. Now let me share this with you. Let me share some things with you. Listen to me now. So you want to contact the County Board of Mental Health. Okay. It may also be called the County Mental Health Assistance Office. You also want to contact the State Department of Health and Human Services, the state capital. You want the State Department of Health and Human Services because they would know everything that's offered in the state. So I want you to stop dealing with the city and go to the state. Contact the State Department of Health and Human Services. Okay. You're still going to contact the county, but then I also want you to contact the state because the state knows everything that's available. You follow me?
Yes, I do. Now,
hold on. The other thing I want to say to you as well. Okay. When did your daughter finish with public school?
She finished in 2020. She wasn't even finished. That was going to be her last year because where I live, they go until they're 22. The children that were disabled, they make them go. She graduated. Right.
I got you. Special ed goes to 21. Your state may have given it to 22. But here's what I wanted to say about that. Okay. When a child has an IEP, especially a serious disability. Okay. Okay. Now she stopped going to school in 2020.
Yes, she was in. That was going to be her last year.
Okay, so she became 22 in 2020. That's correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything shut down.
Okay. Stay with me. When a child has an IEP, the IEP team is responsible for coming up with a transition plan for that child. Okay, transition planning must begin, I believe, at age 14 or 15. They have to start helping that child prepare.
16, yes.
Okay, stay with me.
Okay.
They have to start preparing to help that child prepare for life after she leaves high school. Okay, now, to me, it doesn't sound like your daughter received proper transition services and support. In other words, they should have helped find her independent living, job training, education. All of that should have been part of her transition planning program. If you do not feel that the transition planning was adequate, you could file for due process with the state of Massachusetts, State Department of Education of Massachusetts, against your daughter's school district and say they did not properly prepare her for life after high school. There was very little, if any, transition planning. You may say, hey, even COVID interrupted it, which is beyond anybody's control, but yet and still it wasn't done. And I now need the school district to step in and help my daughter with the transition planning that they never offered. That is an option for you as well.
Okay, if I can be very honest, I think they were doing that, and I thought I could handle it.
So you cut off the transition planning?
I think I'm going to be very honest. I did because I thought I could handle all this, and I am overwhelmed. I am very overwhelmed at this point. I think it has to do a little bit with my 5-year-old and the fact of I didn't foresee all of this being brought down on me. I thought as she got older, it would be easier, thinking she was quote unquote going to be like a normal 25-year-old.
I got you. I got you.
I think the pandemic has made her decline so much that I'm like gasping for air.
Okay, and where's her father, if you don't mind me asking? Where's her biological father?
Not around.
Not around. Okay. Okay. And what about any other children, any other adult children you have that could help out?
No, those are my only 2 children.
Only 2 children.
That's why
okay.
I feel like I put a lot of attention on my 5-year-old because it's like I go back and forth. It's like I know she's not actually like a 25-year-old, but then in my mind it's like, okay, she's 25, so I don't put as much attention as I should. But it's a very serious situation. I go back and forth because I'm like, no, my daughter needs a lot of help. But then it's like, on the other hand, it's like she's 25. I hope this is making a lot of sense.
No, it makes total sense. It makes total sense. Now, I see where you at. I wish we never canceled out those transition services, but that's water under the bridge.
I can get back. Like,
you may be able to.
Does have a DDS worker, but if I'm being honest, I feel like I'm constantly having to put my foot on this DDS.
Yeah. You have to do your own. You have to seek out your own resources. You can't depend on that worker. They're not good at all. You have to. You have to do this on your own. If you wait on her, you'll never get resolution. So I want you to contact the state. Contact the state Department of Health and Human Services. I also want you to contact the state Department of Education. Because the DHS is a separate umbrella, and they both have programs for children who are disabled. Okay. Right. And then I also want you to contact your county Board of Mental Health or Mental Health Assistance Office. Okay. But and I want you to also contact autism. Hold on one second.
So basically, you think I should try to reconnect with getting her evaluated for autism? Because I feel
absolutely, absolutely.
It was not a thing where autism was like a big thing, and she's a female as well.
Okay.
I feel like they don't give the diagnosis as much for females around the time when she was born. It was kind of like I basically had to advocate for myself at 14 years old with my child.
I got you.
Everybody kept telling me my child was okay, and I kept saying, no, there's something wrong with my child. And then when she got to be around 3, they're like, yeah, you're right, there is something wrong with this child. And I was like a 15-year-old child basically advocating for myself with my child.
I understand.
So a lot of this stuff, too, is I'm tired. I've been doing this a long time.
Understood. I want you to contact the National Autism Association. It's nationalautismassociation.org on the internet. nationalautismassociation.org on the internet. And let me see, there's one more. Okay, I also want you to contact the American Association on Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities.
Okay.
And the website is AAIDD.org. AAIDD.org. American Association on Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. AAIDD.
Okay, when the live is done, I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to write all this down, and I will start calling Monday all of these places because it's a very serious situation. I will do that. Thank you so much.
No problem. And good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Now, some of you said that might have been a snow bunny. I don't have a problem if it was. If somebody needs help, I'm going to help them. African people are my priority, but I have no problem helping anybody with their children. I became a psychologist to help children. I don't care what color they are, but my priority is African people because I'm unapologetically African. Okay. I'm about to do my 500 push-ups, my 500 sit-ups. Get them abs worked. Get them abs worked.
Go on to Club Conquer.